Hey guys, it's Christine, also known as Ivy Winter. Thank you for joining me for another Disney video. And this is another in my solo trip series because, as many of you know, I go to Disney solo quite a bit, whether it's a full solo trip, a partial solo trip. And so I've had a lot of experience with a lot of different things in the parks as one person. So today I'm going to talk about something that was requested of me, which is some tips, tricks, and what in general it's like to meet characters solo. I think there are a lot of solo trip goers or people thinking about going on a trip that say, I really do want to meet characters, but I don't know how to do it by myself. I feel awkward. I don't want to be singled out. I don't want people to look at me weird or the cast members to look at me weird, and I don't know what to do. Maybe I'm just gonna pass. And to that I say, nay, you should meet your characters that you want to meet. And I've done it, and honestly, it's been so much fun. So my first tip when it comes to meeting characters alone is have something to say. I think it's really easy when you're with a group of people that either maybe don't have anything to say and you all come over and you're like, hey Mickey, and you give the hugs and you take the photo and you leave. But sometimes when you're with a group, you let someone kind of chime in and they'll say something to the character and kind of carry the conversation. But it's just you now, so you need to think of something to say, so it's not just an awkward walk up, thanks for the photo, unless that's what you want. But I think if you really want to take advantage of your experience with this character, you should have something prepared to say. So I always try to just think of something a little funny or quirky, or just something that has to do with the character before I go speak to them. I had a great experience with Donald in Mexico where I told him that, just imagine if it wasn't all started by a mouse, but it was all started by a duck. And he loved that because, he's got his whole thing, Donald #1, he wants to be better than Mickey. So we played off of that whole thing, and it was super, super fun interaction. What would be like if it all started with a duck instead of a mouse?
Mm-hmm. It will be awesome.
It would be perfect. Giant.
We can only dream, but
yeah.
He'd have giant statues of ducks everywhere.
I would love it. That'd be great.
Donald #1.
And I think having things prepared like that is great. When I've met Kylo Ren, I've told him last time that if Rey doesn't want to roll with him, I will. So, just coming up with things that you can say to the characters, and it literally could just be, oh my god, you're my favorite character, I love you so much, whatever. It doesn't have to be funny or quippy or start a conversation, but I think having something to say is gonna make you feel better. Number 2, if you have a camera, give it to the cast member who is handling the character. They are very happy to take photos, or the photographer will stop and take photos on your camera. So I've had the handlers videotape me quite a number of times that you guys have seen in my vlogs actually. They are very happy to do it. They realize that you are by yourself and there's no one else who can do it for you. So they're really happy to do it. I always start it either recording or I just hand it to them, it's on, and I say, hit this button, that's how you record, or hit this button, that's how you take a photo, just to make sure that they are familiar with your camera and let it roll. And sometimes they do really funny things, like even when I wasn't solo, I was with 2 friends, the handler zoomed into Chewbacca's face and they had this funny little moment together that, going back to the footage, was hilarious. So definitely feel free to give your camera to them. They totally understand and they will take footage for you and photos. Another tip or just thing to remember is people travel solo all the time and they meet characters solo all the time, and most of these people are used to it and most of the characters are used to it. So don't think that you're gonna roll up and they're gonna be like, whoa, this is so weird. Who is this person all by themselves? They deal with this all the time. There's plenty of locals who go solo and non-locals who go solo. Man, that's a hard thing to say. So they are used to it. Nobody's gonna bat an eye. Nobody's gonna make you feel strange, and they know how to interact with you a bit so that it doesn't seem like a really odd experience or anything like that. And another thing to remember is that your time with your characters is your time with the characters. You don't want to feel rushed, and you shouldn't feel like because you're one person you're wasting time or holding up, a family behind you. As long as you're not, talking Belle's ear off for 20 minutes. I think that you should take full advantage of the few minutes that you have with a character. Do not feel like I'm an adult who's doing this by myself and, you know, this is really for kids and I'm just gonna go and take the picture and leave because I'm doing someone a disservice. This is not true at all. Everyone gets their fair time with characters. You deserve it as much as anyone else. Again, as long as you're not trying to monopolize time, I think you need to take full advantage of your interactions with them because these are memories that you're making and you wanted to meet this character, so why rush the whole experience? You're gonna regret it if you just walk up, put your arm around, take a photo and leave. So definitely make sure you are, you know, using your time. Anyway, those are my tips for solo meeting other characters. Hopefully this helps, and including some of my experiences helps. If you go back to some of my solo vlogs, you'll see that I've met characters if you want to see full interactions with them and what that was like. It'll make you feel better. But I think that you should do it. I think it's a great experience, and I promise you after the first time you're gonna feel super comfortable. Have you ever met characters solo? And if you have, what was your experience like with them? I'd love to know in the comments below. If you like this video, then like it. If you like me, you should subscribe because I'm making videos every single week. And I appreciate when you guys hang out with me and we can talk Disney. It's kind of awesome. Thanks so much for watching and have a great rest of the day. Bye.